Good morning, everyone. This is Kathleen with Be Again Books, and I'm here today to answer a question that many people have, especially when they are just starting out in junk journaling, and that is, where do you get the stuff to use? Okay, and that's going to be a little different for every artist, and so you have to know kind of, I guess, what appeals to you and where to find that. Um, but one of the things I love about junk journaling is that you can find supplies just everywhere, even in the trash, and that's just so cool to me. I love the idea of recycling and upcycling things that have been used before, that have a history and a story. I just really like that. So I'm going to do just a little series, I think, about this and show you some of my favorite things that I use in junk journals and where I locate them, where I get them. And this first one is just handy for me to do today because yesterday I didn't know that I needed an appointment for the MVD, and so when I found that out, I had to make an appointment and then had 2 hours to kill and in town, and so I was happy about that because that allowed me to go to my favorite antique stores and thrift store. So, yeah, I that's what I kind of like to do when I have a little time to spare. And so this little pile is what I found at my favorite local thrift store here in New Mexico. Um, I I have one tip before I show you what I found. I have one tip about thrift stores. Some, well, they're just different. You just have to find one that you like. But one thing that you can look for, and one of the reasons why this is my favorite thrift store, is that it's managed by a local church, and it's an outreach to those who are in need. They have a food pantry, they have a thrift store, and people support them very well because of the good work that they do. Not all thrift stores have a mission, but many of them do. And so if a thrift store in your community has a mission, if their purpose is to help people, then other people who may not normally buy things there will help support them by donating good things. Um, and so you can find really good things at a thrift store that has a mission. So this is what I found at my thrift store yesterday. So they have, luckily this is kind of back to school time, and so they have a bunch of things pulled and put together kind of at the front. I found these vintage flashcards. Yay! So some flashcards are not vintage, right? But these were vintage. And so these are going to be really useful to me. And I got them for 75 cents. And then they had things like some of these office things pulled, some old labels, which I will use, to make stickers. 40 cents. They had, I go straight to the stationery first and see what kind of cards they have. These were 25 cents with the envelopes. They're not authentically vintage, but they are reproductions of vintage cards. So I was pretty happy about that little stack. And then here's 4 blank cards that are, blank inside and fold out like this. These are Hallmark. But I loved those images, and these will be perfect for what I call over the page. It's journaling space, and then you just tuck it like that over a page. So I was pretty happy to find those. And then these in the stationery, they often have these old, these are like 70s. I remember this style from when I was a little girl. Holly, I can't think of the design. Anyway, they're not all there, but there's enough of them that those will make nice little ephemera for my pockets and tucks. So that was 20 cents. Then I found these great impressionistic. I'm trying to think who this, well, this would be, oh, can't remember. Name just went out of my mind anyway. Impressionistic painters stickers. That was in the school supplies. 40 cents. That was fun. Then this is a notepad, 25 cents. A little journal, which I can deconstruct and use as pages in journals. This was 25 cents for this little package of stationery. So there's the envelopes. I don't actually need more envelopes in my life, but because I have so many, but these are kind of a different size, a little bit bigger, but yeah, those will be nice. And then these will make really great just inserts for pockets and tucks. Now I want to tell you something that another little tip. When you go shopping at thrift stores, sometimes we can be, some of us anyway, can be really put off by the condition of the packaging, right? This is really trashed, and we can feel put off by that. But if you just, discard the packaging, if you can look beyond and see what you can do, if you remove the packaging, then it just immediately looks better, right, to you. So and these are going to be great. They're perfectly clean, and so don't be put off by how the package looks. Sometimes the employees at thrift stores, they don't take a lot of time to repackage stuff. They just slap a cheap price on it and sell it. And that's what we like. We like getting these things inexpensively, because otherwise the cost of doing the book increases too much. So don't be put off by the condition of the package, and just see to the beauty beyond. All right, I was so thrilled to find this. This is music writing paper, and it's nicely yellowed. It's vintage, 50 cents, and there were 96 pages. I doubt that they're all here, but you can see that there's lots left. And then once I get finished at the school supplies or the office supply section and the stationery, then I always head to the wrapping paper, and often can find some really pretty wrapping paper. This is 25 cents for each of these. And again, like I say, this is opened and the condition is not great, but I plan on using it for collage. I'm gonna, it doesn't matter that it's a wedding. That doesn't matter to me. I will use the scraps and probably make tags. And then this one is still sealed. And I don't know if you can see, but it has an embossing on that paper, which I was thrilled to get for $1. I can use the little medallions here, punch them out, and use those. And then I can use the scraps, the embossing scraps. And, I don't know how I'll use it, but for 25 cents, I was pretty happy to get that. So that's the first thing that I will tell you is to head to the thrift store and see what they have. There are other things that I find at the thrift store. often I find lace and fibers and uh, used books um, that I can upcycle the covers, and so I love shopping in thrift stores. I always take some hand sanitizer so that I can kind of clean my hands when I'm through, because I feel kind of grimy sometimes after I've been digging in all this stuff. But I just love the thrift store. So that's my first recommendation for supplies, is the local thrift store. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for what I end up doing with some of this stuff, because that'll be part of the series as well. Thanks for spending time with me today. I hope you have a wonderful day.